we go. One more chance for balling on shark today. Just gonna keep trying to roll it more, I guess, because that's been my biggest issue. This one seems to be the hardest one so far, so I'm gonna just try to keep it in play and pick up some spares, and that's all we can do. Try to be a little more process oriented. I mean, it was easy the last tournament because they were easy. It's a lot easier to think about what I needed to do and not what my ball needed to do. Coming off of that, it might be a little easier today to do the same thing, but we'll see how it goes. No matter what happens, we're going home. We're going to put in a lot of reps because we need a lot. We need the reps. We're be practicing a lot. Yeah, one more check would be cool. You can make a match play or a show. That'd be awesome. We're not putting anything on the table there. We're just going to go and try to get a little better. Haven't been doing a good job of doing that. Let's go play. I just fall into the hole way too fast. I just make bad shots and I let that bother me, and then I bowl bad, and then I just keep bowling bad, and then even when I find it, it just doesn't feel good. Like the last game I had 250 going into the 10th, didn't make a great shot. Also made a move, so, you know, if I make a better shot or I just don't move, maybe they strike, but I am just having the hardest time wanting to be here and wanting to, be in a growth-oriented mindset instead of chasing every single pin. It's just kind of where I'm at right now. Got 6 more games. I'm 20 over. By no means is that like the end of the world and I don't have a chance, but it just didn't feel very good. A lot of elbow out shots and almost all of them split the first 3 games, and then my ball reaction got kind of bad. Didn't make great decisions. Even the good shots started not striking. I don't know. I think we just need to shut up tomorrow, because when I open my mouth, I don't say very nice things. Try to leave here in a better place than I am currently, because it's not good. We will try again tomorrow and hopefully not want to drive way too fast on the way home. We'll knock it out early today. It's the last squad. That's the better Darren this week. The dude's both 300s. He's just crushing it this week. I think I need to think about this year like I'm a rookie. Because physically, I do feel very rookie-like. I need to get back to my mindset before I bowled well in Reno. Because now I'm just getting way too frustrated with all the bad ones. I've taken a lot of maximum penalty shots because I don't have good ball roll to break up splits at the moment. I'm just gonna try to manage the brain a little bit better today because that's been the biggest problem. Had a little bit of success. I let that get to my head, I guess. Thinking that I could just bowl like that all the time, but didn't give myself a realistic standard to perform by. And I feel like most athletes at the highest level don't really give themselves a lot of grace because, you know, we're here, we made it, we worked hard to get here. So our expectations are to get the job done, put ourselves in position to win, and that's what I'm doing. That's why I'm making this change, is so I can put myself in a better position to win. Anybody questioning this decision, it's kind of a no-brainer, literally to everybody out here. Even the first couple weeks when I bowled one-handed, guys are like, why isn't he just bowling two-handed? It looks good enough. You know, you just got to put the reps in. I finally listened. I wasn't stubborn. You know, I probably should have just started bowling two-handed off the rip, but here we are. Really, really going to try to make the best of the last day and get something out of it, you know, try to find the little wins. Again, I'm going to try to keep my mouth shut when bad things happen. I'm just going to try to move forward, and I'll admit it, I've been really bad about it this week, and I've let my emotions get the best of me in all facets of the World Series of bowling this year. So always learning. The more upset we get about our performances, the harder it is to see a clear picture of the bigger picture. I'm gonna stop talking now. Let's get to bowling. We're done with the World Series. I'm actually back home now. I'm just going to cover some main points from the World Series. I guess the Reno trip and all. 2 checks out of 6 tournaments, which honestly isn't that bad. I should be pretty happy about that, considering when I made the switch to 2 hands, I accepted the fact that I may not cash at all this year because I've been doing it for 9 months now. Having that success at Coconut, finishing the top 16, I think my expectations got a little bit too high. So I was a little hard on myself when I bowled as well as I did there. And then I went to Reno for the first event on Scorpion and averaged under 190. No, I averaged under 180. Didn't bowl a 200 game. I bowled less than 500 my last 3 of the block. I was rotating the daylights out of the bowling ball, and my pocket was tiny. It was really hard to hit the pocket. I had the worst of both worlds. Ball reaction was terrible. When my ball hit the pocket, it didn't strike. It was just a recipe to finish last. Got off to the World Series on a really, really bad start. Mentally was probably the worst I've been in a long time. And that's the one thing I can control. So that's the main thing I'm most disappointed in myself about, is that I wasn't better mentally. I just wasn't in control of myself. The guys that have a lot of success are able to maintain composure, and I didn't do that. So that is why I didn't bowl well. But I did have one good event at the World Series, the high scoring one. If I had to guess which one I was going to bowl on, it was going to be the highest scoring one, because my ball strikes a lot if I'm able to roll it. And as the event progressed, that was the 3rd event. Chameleon was projected to be the hardest one after practice, but as we know, practice and the actual event don't always play the same, and they played way easier than we thought. So a lot of guys took advantage of that. I went 400 and almost 80 over, averaged almost 240, and I missed the cut by 24. The one thing that I do like about how much I'm feeling with the emotions is that I feel like I actually care a little more now. It hurts more when I don't bowl well, and it feels way better when I do. I think for a while I was just getting kind of stagnant. I was just stuck where I was, not just physically, because I was struggling physically and trying to maintain, and I just came to the understanding that I'm always going to try to maintain my game one-handed, as to where two-handed I think I'm more in time, my feet move faster, I don't have to think as much when I'm actually throwing a bowling ball as if I am bowling one-handed. And I stop thinking about my physical game, then I start to fall back into old trends, and then I have to fight that, and then I just don't feel that with bowling two-handed, and that's the main thing. Yeah, power is a big reason why I switched as well, and that's something my dad has harped on me for a long time about, but it was more the simplicity of the game. It made the game easier for me and not have to think, because the more you think, the more mechanical you get, the slower you start to move. Speed is everything, not just how fast you throw it, but if you start moving slower, you're going to control the ball more, and that's not a good thing. Like, if you're more controlling with it, that means you're using more muscle, and that means there's more room for variance. And this game has so many variables, you have to cut down on those as much as possible. And I just think taking my thumb out of the ball removes variables. This is the best my hand has ever felt after the World Series. There are so many positives switching to two hands. The only thing is I have to be patient. I have to be better mentally, probably even stronger mentally than I've ever been. So the fact that I've had a little bit of success and I've got a couple of cashes, I made a cut, I should be really happy about where I'm at. I'm trying to process that and be happy about it. And we have to reflect on these things so that we can improve, because if we don't look at the things that we didn't do well and the things that we did do well, it's really hard to improve. So sorry for the long rants. I just wanted to share my feelings on my World Series this year. If you guys made it this far, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. If you would so kindly hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already, and leave me a comment down below what you think, if you're gonna make the switch as well, if you guys need some help, or give us some video ideas on the transition from one to two hands, or don't know why you would do this 2 to 1. Yeah, thanks for watching. I'm looking forward to the Masters. I'm gonna go practice pretty much every day, doing one steps and no step drills until I can keep my elbow behind the ball, until I don't have to think about it anymore. More work ahead. The ceiling's very high. Reach for the stars. Let's go.